Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers sign All-Pro returner. The Pittsburgh Steelers emerged victorious in a nail-biting 28-27 win over the Washington Commanders at Northwest Stadium, overcoming a fourth-quarter deficit to secure their seventh win of the season. With the victory, Pittsburgh now stands atop the AFC North as they look to further solidify their playoff contention. Trailing 17-14 at halftime, Pittsburgh's offense stayed patient, keeping pace with Washington before taking a dramatic lead late in the fourth quarter. Quarterback Russell Wilson led the game-winning drive, finding newly acquired wide receiver Mike Williams on a 32-yard touchdown pass with just over 2 minutes remaining. Williams, making his Steelers debut, rose above defenders in the end zone, completing a 7-play, 67-yard drive that silenced the Commanders' crowd. Pittsburgh's defense then held strong, preventing Washington from reclaiming the lead. Following the hard-fought victory, reports have surfaced that Pittsburgh is signing All-Pro return specialist Jamal Agnew to bolster their depth. Agnew, known for his elite return skills, spent the past 3 seasons with the Jacksonville Jaguars and scored 6 touchdowns. A former All-Pro with the Detroit Lions, Agnew led the NFL in punt return yards, punt return touchdowns, and yards per return in his rookie season. Over his 7-year career, he's found the end zone 4 times on punt returns and twice on kick returns, solidifying his reputation as one of the league's top returners. The Steelers' latest acquisition adds versatility to their special teams unit, and Agnew's speed could also enhance Pittsburgh's passing game. In his NFL career, he has recorded 77 receptions for 746 yards and 5 touchdowns. Listed as an option to contribute both on offense and as a returner, Agnew provides Pittsburgh with a dynamic weapon as they head into a pivotal divisional matchup. With their 7-2 record, the Steelers are now focused on a high-stakes Week 11 game against the Baltimore Ravens, where a victory could further cement their divisional lead and prove their legitimacy as AFC contenders. Both teams sit 1-2 in the division as the Ravens will look to topple the Steelers and claim their stronghold on the number 1 spot. Depot after dark, Tomlin favorite for Cody, Chiefs get reinforcements, Queen meets with veterans. A Steelers Depot Daily segment. A quick hit of some Pittsburgh Steelers-related stories that may not require a complete article, but nuggets worth mentioning and passing on to you guys. Hate him or love him, Mike Tomlin has done a great job with the Steelers this year. They made some serious changes this offseason, and it's paid dividends. Tomlin has the Steelers sitting atop the AFC North through 10 weeks. He also made the intelligent move to give Russell Wilson the starting job back once he was healthy. For all of that, he could win his first Coach of the Year award. The Kansas City Chiefs haven't been perfect this year, yet they're still undefeated. They've dealt with many injuries, which have hampered their offense. Despite that, they've found ways to win. Now, it looks like they could be getting some reinforcements. According to Fox Sports insider Jordan Schultz, the Chiefs are planning to bring running back Isaiah Pacheco and defensive lineman Charles Omenihu back from injured reserve this week. Omenihu is a valuable depth piece in the front of their defense, while Pacheco is their starting running back. The Steelers play the Chiefs sooner rather than later, and that game is beginning to look even more daunting. This week opened with Veterans Day, which honors those who have served their country. The NFL does a good job of trying to give those people their deserved shine. The Steelers do their best to have a positive influence on their community, and that includes giving back to their veterans. According to Steelers Community Relations on Twitter, Patrick Queen met with veterans today. He served them breakfast and thanked them for their service. It's good to see the Steelers honor the holiday and recognize those brave souls. Everyone in the organization loves it. Steelers relish backloaded divisional schedule. Pat Freiermuth says from a fan's perspective, the idea of the Pittsburgh Steelers' backloaded 2024 schedule is quite daunting. This upcoming game against the Baltimore Ravens is the Steelers' first divisional game of the season, so the weightiest games of the year are coming up in the form of a gauntlet. But the team seems to be on the same page of absolutely loving the setup for this final stretch. We love it. Everyone on the team, everyone in the organization loves it, said TE Pat Freiermuth via 102.5 WDVE's Chalk Talk with Jerry Dulac. Because you got the 6 most important games on your schedule in the last 8, right? And so we know it's playoff football starting in the second week of November, third week of November. So we're excited. We love it. That's the kind of culture we have in the building and the culture that Coach T. Tomlin preaches to us. We want those big-time games later in the year, and if we're gonna hoist a Lombardi, we're gonna have to get to it now. So we love it. The teams that end up winning Super Bowls get hot and peak at the right time. If the schedule was reversed and they had all of their divisional games over the first 8 weeks with an easier end of the season, they wouldn't have the opportunity to truly peak heading into the playoffs. Steelers add WR Jamal Agnew. The Steelers kept Jamal Agnew on their radar for a bit, working out the cornerback turned wide receiver days before their regular season opener. Coming off a major injury, the former All-Pro has found a home around the season's midpoint. Agnew secured a gig with Pittsburgh on Tuesday. This is a practice squad agreement, one that could double as a bridge to the veteran special teamer working his way back to an active roster. The former San Diego Torero suffered a broken leg during Week 17 of last season, leading to an extended hiatus. Best known for his return prowess, Agnew boasts 6 career return scores. He and Steelers free agency addition Cordarrelle Patterson have combined for 16 as pros. Unlike Patterson, who has fielded only 1 punt during his decorated career, Agnew has 4 return TDs. His All-Pro nod came as a rookie in 2017, when the former Lions 5th-rounder notched 2 punt return scores and led the league with 447 return yards. Agnew, 29, also added punt return TDs in 2019 and 20 with Detroit. He notched a kick return score with Jacksonville in 2021 and added a Pro Bowl nod with the Jaguars a year later. In Jacksonville, Agnew also carved out a role as an auxiliary wideout for Trevor Lawrence. He caught 3 touchdown passes in 2022 and cleared 220 receiving yards in 2021 and 23. Entering the NFL as a corner/return man, Agnew has been an offensive player for years now. He played out a 3-year, $14.25 million Jags deal last season. Pittsburgh's exhaustive receiver search ended just before the deadline, with Mike Williams coming in for a 5th-round pick and soon catching a game-winning touchdown in Washington. As Williams joins George Pickens and Calvin Austin as regulars, the Steelers are still carrying Van Jefferson, Ben Skowronek and Scott Miller on their 53-man roster. Austin has been the Steelers' primary punt returner this season. It will be interesting to see if Agnew earns a role or merely resides as insurance in Pittsburgh. The Steelers also added running back Jonathan Ward to their P squad while releasing O-lineman John Leglue and wideout Lance McCutcheon from the taxi squad. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Jamal Agnew? Leave your opinion in the comments.